Hey, this is Justin. It's Wednesday morning, 15th of 16th, 17th, 16th, we'll call it 17th of July. This is a walk and talk on deliberate activities. I want to talk about some of the stuff I've been working on over the last couple of weeks, or last couple of days, weeks. I've been reading the book Slow Productivity by Cal Newport, which talks about uh, a whole bunch of different things. It really pitches the doing work that you can do that is quality and meaning doing work with a high energy as opposed to focusing on high volumes of getting things done and getting them over the line. And which kind of leads to different levels of burnout all the time, the mass quantity of stuff that we're starting to work with. And what he proposes is a pool method for productivity, having three active projects at any point in time, which is that we're working on. That doesn't mean that in life we're not doing more than that, but three that's sort of in our short-term memory, things that we are focusing on. So I'm doing my morning routine right now. I'm out. I did my some of my check-ins for the morning. Started off. Let me make sure I did it actually. Yes, I did my check-in with my mom. I did my check-in with my coach. Did my check-in with my health coach this morning. Did it, which is an updated video there. My check-in with my regular coach is on Yak. I will send a message to my family after I do this. I'll do this live stream recording. Send a message to my family. As soon as I'm done with the walk, what I'll do is I'll start kicking off, breaking this live stream into a whole bunch of other clips. They're going to get posted on other social media channels, and then after that, we'll get them actually posted. It's a two-step process. One, it's the processing of breaking apart the clips. And then number two, it's the process of actually getting those things posted and getting them live out there. And then after that, we'll start to look at metrics, and metrics start to tell us what people are actually responding to, where we want to do some more activity, and then we'll do that to start to record the more top of the funnel, what we're doing live in the stuff that we're doing live in the future. So that's the that's the morning routine process. Then I'll go and lift some weights, drink some water after that, and go through and finish off the rest of the morning routine activity, and then get ready to head into the office for the meetings first thing in the morning. That's the beginning, the middle, and the end of the structure to make everything go. Inside of that, I should be at 6,500 steps before I head in for the morning. Yes, 6,500 steps before I get started in the morning, and then we'll get to my 13,500 steps later on during the day. But yeah, we'll continue to do the process of the recording, the sharing, breaking into smaller clips, seeing how people are starting to respond to the conversations, and then taking it from there, and then going on with some of the bigger, bolder stuff, which is typically some of the work stuff and some of the other bigger family stuff that we have to do. I had, as of yesterday morning, I should talk about some of the big progress items. We had some car registration stuff and some DMV type of stuff that we had to work with. Got 50% of that stuff taken care of yesterday. The other 50% will be taken care of today. So feeling good about progress around that, and yeah, so just having that slow, deliberate, slow, deliberate creation around, uh, uh, getting getting kind of the most important stuff done. Somebody asked me the question about it with the systems that we work on, and working a pool, like how do we know what is top priority right now? That is that's tough, right? There's some feel that goes into it, but there's also some context that goes into it, right? So the most important thing, let's just say the most important thing on my list today is a conversation with my wife. But if my wife is not available right now, as I use as an example, if my wife's not available right now, then it is, moving on to something else and waiting till that time when she's available, or invoking a asynchronous conversation, which is sending a voice note over, sending a text message over, or being able to communicate in that way, so we don't get out of the flow of the work that we want to create, and we don't get out of the flow of the work that we want to create. That's the whole name of the game, to stay in flow as long as possible. The easiest way for me to stay in flow is to go on a walk and talk, or to go on a walk. I feel like, especially when I walk my dog, right, I'm doing something for exercise for him. I'm doing something that is exercise for me. I'm also able to sort of effortlessly create. Speaking is the most effortless way. There are no real constraints about the stuff that we talk about. And then when I record, it makes me very happy how much stuff actually gets built out and created. Gets built out and get created on the back end of that. Gets created on the back end of that activity, and how it can start to get contextualized, right? And one way, or how it starts to get empowered, right? Like, one way is through a lot of people actually seeing it. Number two is around systems that can be shared out with other people, for them to start to be able to use. Three is things that inspire people to be like, hey, why don't you tweak this, or why don't you work on this, or why don't you do this a little bit differently. That's number three. Number four is, four is actually getting through the things that I want to get through every single day. So that's the name of the game on some of the deliberate creation. But the important thing is not taking action based on what's top of mind, because what's top of mind is typically those things that are most urgent, those things that are causing the most amount of pain, and it's working from our documented list. It's working from what we actually have written, because if we systemically work through the things that we've got to work through, number one, we probably get more stuff done, but two, we start to train ourselves to start to do better, make better decisions about what the priorities are at the beginning, and starting to attack the big boulder items that we've got to take on every single day. And then that allows us to take on the big boulder items. That allows us to that we're starting to tackle every single day, and allows us to maintain more focus, and maintain more focus, get more stuff done, feel better about the stuff that we're going to get done. And I also want to talk about that for a second here. The brain is sort of wired for problems. And it's funny because I was like, once I finish something, it just goes into a done bucket, and it's in Workflowy. So Workflowy is just an infinite set of nested bullets. So it just looks like one thing. It's like, poof, just goes into that huge bucket of stuff that's done. But what it does is, because you don't actually see it, everything that, it's the things that are done sit there next to those things that are, the open loops, and which are like the basic open loops. Like, when I got back, I ordered some new white t-shirts, so I've got to go pick up the white t-shirts this morning. So there's everything that I've done over the last 6 months sits in my system the same way as picking up white t-shirts, right? And there's obviously a gap between those two as far as importance goes, but that's how it sits in sort of inside of a two-dimensional system. That's how they sit inside of a two-dimensional system. So what else do I want to say about that? I think I might put an end to this one here today. I hope you have an amazing Wednesday or whatever day it is, and we'll speak soon.